Thank you for purchasing Specto Go. Let's take a look and see what we have inside the case. Inside the case, we're going to have our sensor, the mounting bracket for the sensor, our laptop, our power supply for the laptop, the power supply for the sensor, our 4 calibration sticks, and the Ethernet cable and the power supply cable for the sensor. Now that we have the sensor mounted to the mounting bracket, let's go take it and put it in position down the lane. Anywhere between 25 and 35 feet is an ideal position. When you set it on the lane, make sure you have the cables facing the pins. Now that we have our sensor in place, let's go ahead and run the cables. I'm going to simply just run these right down either on the lane or the gutter. Either way will work, as long as the Ethernet end is facing towards the foul line. Let's go ahead and plug in the cables. The left port is going to be for your Cat 5 cable, and the right port is going to be used for the power. And simply screw them in place. Let's go ahead and plug in the power from the sensor. Take the gray jacketed cable and plug it into your power supply. And go ahead and plug it into your source. Let's go ahead and hook up the cables to the laptop. Let's go ahead and plug our Ethernet cable in. Open up the laptop and power it up. First, we want to make sure we're on Wi-Fi. All right, that looks good. Now we're going to open up the Blue S. And last, we're going to click on the calibration tool.
After entering the IP address, click on Continue. Then click on the line.
Let's go ahead and place our sticks on the lane. Before we do, let's make sure we have our 4 1/4 inch up the stick with the reflector tape. Position the calibration sticks to the furthest outside lanes at the foul line on the 20 board and around the 54-55 foot mark on the 20 board down the lane as shown. Now that the calibration sticks are in place, let's go to the sensor and adjust it. To adjust this, you want to turn each knob until you get all 4 lines reflecting off of your calibration sticks. Keep in mind, when you raise one side or lower one side, it's going to affect the opposite side. So a few tweaks might need to be made here. We're going to calibrate 6 lanes. We're going to need 6 bowling balls to be placed at the foul line at the 20 board, and a 7th ball is going to be placed 45 feet down the lane on the 20 board, just left of the sensor. The lane that the sensor is going to be sitting on will not be used, so technically we will be calibrating 5 lanes. To calibrate 2 lanes, we're going to use 3 bowling balls. 2 of them will be at the foul line at the 20 board, while the last one will be at the 45 foot mark at the 20 board, just right of the sensor. To calibrate one lane, we must also calibrate the lane that the sensor is on. So what we'll do is place 2 bowling balls at the foul line at the 20 board and another ball down the lane at 45 feet on the 20 board adjacent to the sensor.
Now that the sensor is aligned and bowling balls are set, you can go ahead and calibrate the Specto Go. In this example, we will be calibrating the 5-lane setup. And OK, and then Scan. Once you click on Scan, the overhead view of the lanes will appear. Using your mouse wheel, you're able to zoom in to view the numbers a little better. The blue dot in the middle represents the Specto sensor. And these are the bowling balls at the foul line from the far right lane to the far left lane. And the one down the lane. Click on each of the bowling balls to view the coverage and reflectivity. Anywhere from 65 to 70% on up is sufficient. Anything lower, replace the ball and try again. Once satisfied, click on Calibrate and select the lane number that the first bowling ball is sitting on. Click on Save and close out of the application. To check the calibration of the sensor, open up the Calibration app and enter the IP address of the sensor. Click Continue. Then click on Calibration Check, and using your mouse, you're able to zoom in to see the numbers a little better. From the screen, you're able to change the starting lane if you wish. Click Save and close out of the application.
Now that Specto is ready to go, it's a good idea to go ahead and take the box and place it in front of the lane that the sensor is on, just to help protect your investment.